So I'd like to welcome you to a new series I'm starting in this channel, where I just off the cuff discuss the going-ons in the video game industry, just various different topics. I've been wanting to start doing this for a while now, a little bit more regularly. But not just going over video game news, for lack of a better word. Anyone could pull up a Kotaku or an IGN article and read the headline, right? There's nothing interesting or creative there. I want to take a little bit of a deeper dive into some of these topics, give a little bit of my own insight, and hopefully you get involved in the comments and make it more of a back and forth discussion. This is not going to be scripted, overproduced, over-edited, no reactionary outrage bait content that's telling you to be mad about everything all the time. We don't do that goofiness here. Maybe I'll do this bi-weekly, maybe I'll do it monthly, maybe I'll do it randomly. I don't know. Let's just let the show evolve and see where it takes us. I want to give a quick shout out to all of my Patreon members for their continued support. They are very important to the success of this channel. You guys help contribute keeping these videos flowing. If you'd like to have your name up here too, gain exclusive benefits like sneak peeks at upcoming content, detailed progress updates, behind the scenes content, access to the Discord exclusive channel, and early access to my big videos, go to patreon.com/GamerThumbTV or click the link in the description to get started. Today, let's discuss the reveal of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I have a lot of information I'm really excited to share. Now, this game's been known for a while, but it was operating under the codename Assassin's Creed, codename Red. The official cinematic trailer's been revealed, giving us some insight into the setting of the game, the much-demanded feudal Japan era. I'm still waiting on World War II. Please let's get that one soon. But this is a time period I wanted for a long time as well, so I'm happy for now. Let's go over all the details of what to expect, starting with the timeline aspect. The most important part of a new Assassin's Creed game is what historical era are we visiting? We've already established it's going to be Japan, but when? Japan has a really long history of conflict. Shadows is going to start off in the year 1579. What's known as the late Sengoku period. To put this into perspective into how it fits within the rest of the series, the year 1579 puts it 55 years after the death of Ezio Auditore. And this would also be 53 years after Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. By this time, the Assassins and the Templars are present in Japan. Although it's still their early days operating in the region, the real historical figure, Oda Nobunaga, also the villain from the Onimusha series, by the way, he's working towards unifying Japan, which is a perfect era to explore for the series since it was so chaotic. It was a time when foreigners were coming into Japan like Portuguese sailors and Jesuit priests, and anytime a ruler is trying to unify a land, multiple factions with varying opinions appear. Nobunaga isn't the only real-life historical figure in the series. Like the rest of the games have done many times, Assassin's Creed is a mix of actual history and the series' own twist on it. It's not an exact representation of the history we know, because this is real life and that's a video game. I'm going to try to pronounce this as best I can. Akechi Mitsuhide was a general under Nobunaga that famously rebelled against him. He's going to be appearing in the story as well as a man named Fujibayashi Nagato. In real life, Nagato was a real-life 16th century leader of what we know today as ninjas, shinobi that operated against Nobunaga from the Iga province. Now that we're familiar with the setting of the story, we can understand how important it is to our next topic. The two main playable characters. You gotta have interesting characters. Whereas Odyssey marketed the male character heavily, then later we found out the female was the canon one. Valhalla had a male Isu Odin hiding inside the female Eivor. Now we have two playable main characters, a clear male samurai and a clear female shinobi. Two characters living very different lives from totally different social classes. Our female character Naoe is the daughter of Fujibayashi Nagato. He's taught her to fight, and he's instilled values like valor, wisdom, and benevolence in her, which are going to be challenged when her village in the Iga region falls victim to Nobunaga's efforts to unify Japan. One person's unification is someone else's tragedy. She sees Nobunaga as a tyrant for this, and she absolutely hates him. And our second playable character, Yasuke, based on another real-life historical figure, a man seen as the first and only African samurai. Now, real-life history leaves us with many questions about his life. Many details are unknown about him or what role exactly he played in Japanese history. Was he a samurai? Was he a servant? We simply don't know for sure, but that's not the point. This is a fictional story inspired by real history. In the Assassin's Creed version of the story, Yasuke has his own reasons for coming to Japan involving the game's narrative, before he came under the service of Nobunaga as one of his samurai. I really like this take on Japanese history within Assassin's Creed, because we'll be seeing the story intertwine through two very different experiences. You've got this young woman that's native to these lands and watching her world be destroyed in the name of unification, and on the other hand, a foreigner that's not from Japan at all adopts this culture and integrates himself into it. Two characters on totally opposite sides that eventually find that they have a common destiny in something much bigger than both of them. She's fulfilling a promise and he's searching for a new purpose while confronting the demons of his past. But what exactly is that thing that's going to bring them together? What's that moment? How are the assassins and the Templars going to be involved? We know the setting, we know the characters, and now the gameplay. Don't expect a smaller, more akin to the original Assassin's Creed experience like Mirage set out to be. Shadows is not that. Shadows is a huge open world RPG style entry, in the same vein as Origins, Valhalla, and Odyssey. It's made by Ubisoft Quebec, the same team responsible for Odyssey. Although the world itself has been refined quite a bit, there's no more eagle flying overhead. They got rid of that. Now you mark your targets with your eagle vision on the ground, and stealth is going to be a really important game mechanic once again. There's also going to be a hideout feature like the settlement in Valhalla, but much more refined too. And if you play like I do, you're going to explore everything and collect every treasure on the map. You're going to spend 100 to 200 hours in the game easily. It's just unavoidable. It's not going to be a small game. Besides huge mountainous regions of Japan, we'll also be visiting cities like Sakai, a huge port where Portuguese and merchant ships come in, among many other cities. And you can't have Japan without big castles. These are going to act as major dungeons throughout the game, and the insides are so vast that they were designed as individual levels themselves. As far as combat and traversal, each character is going to feel totally different too. Naoe is going to be much quicker, she's stealthier, she's got a grappling hook to climb over walls. So they're going to take very different paths depending on who you're playing as. She can kill people through sliding doors quietly, and she's got the hidden blade, which also folds over to become a knife. We've seen that before. Yasuke is going to be a bit more of a bruiser in combat. He's bigger, he's stronger, he could break doors down, he could break armor. And all the moves you see in the cinematic trailer are taken directly from the gameplay. Those moves will be used. Now, we didn't see the actual gameplay in the trailer, but there is an Ubisoft Forward event in June that I'll be streaming where we're going to get another look at Shadows and I presume a strong showing of the actual gameplay. Hopefully this video gave you some insight and answered any questions you might have about Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you've got any other questions, let me know down below in the comments section. I'll try my best to answer them. It comes out November 15th, and as usual, there's multiple versions, including a physical collector's edition that I already pre-ordered that's GameStop exclusive. It comes with all this stuff right here, but really I always get these for the statues. They're one of the few game series that still make really high quality collector's editions. And also let me know, what are your thoughts on the Shadow reveal? Are you interested in me continuing this kind of show? What gaming topics are you interested that you'd like me to speak on? Let me know down below. I'll catch you guys later.
Who are you? We are the Shadows.
That serve the light.
The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed. Power. Vengeance. We must learn to trust.
And follow the blade.
Together.